Hey everyone, it's Tom
and Katie
from TomandKatie.com. And today we're going to be talking to you about how we first met. In our long distance relationship video that we posted up last week I think?
Yeah.
We got a couple questions on YouTube and other places in regards to our relationship. So we figured we tell everyone how we first met, since it's always a question that we get.
Yep. So we first started talking on a website called Flickr. And it's like a photo sharing website. So obviously, since we're both into photography, back in 2008, we were both really big into the Flickr.
Yeah,
and
I was on there all the time.
Yeah, sharing our pictures, and it's a great website for getting other photographers' critiques, I guess, on the photos. So yeah, that's how we first started talking. Do you want to tell the part? Because you tell that part better.
Sure, yeah. So Flickr has a lot of discussion groups that you can be a part of, and there's always like competitions and stuff like that. So both of us, we were both a part of a group where you had to share a photo from the person above you. So I had shared a photo of someone, and then Katie actually had shared a photo of mine. So it's pretty much you go onto somebody's stream and you pick which newest photo that they had that you really liked, and you share it on the wall of this group. And so, 10 seconds later, someone else would have shared one of my photos, but no, Katie was right on time.
Got on it.
She was, if like I said, 10 seconds later, someone else would have been, sharing one of my photos, and we would have never met. And so anyway, so Katie shared one of my photos, and so I was like, who's this girl? Let me check her out. So I checked out her stream, and she had some really great photos. Her photography was awesome, and a lot of self-portraits. So that's what really kind of caught my eye. And so I sent her a message on Flickr, and we started chit-chatting on there for a couple days. And
yeah, I think especially in the beginning, most like what we discussed was strictly like photography related, because Tom's a great photographer, and I was still like very new into the photography thing, so I was always like, Tom, what's exposure? How do I do this, and how do I get that? And he was like my person to go to for any
I'm like, this girl is in photography and she does not know how to use her camera. What a shame.
I was just getting into photography.
I know,
so
I'm just kidding.
So yeah, and then we started talking on like MSN and things like that, and then
Facebook,
and then one thing led to another, how everybody says.
Yeah, so we were talking online probably a few months, and she came down from Toronto to New York with her family as like a little vacation. Yeah. And me being originally from New York, I'm originally from Brooklyn, and yeah, BK.
That was like a weird sign.
Katie was in a gang apparently before.
Alrighty.
No, just kidding. So yeah, Katie and her family was down in New York, and I was like, well, it's only like a 2.5-hour trip. Why not? I'll go up there and actually get to meet her for the very first time. So
you didn't meet my family, you just met me.
Yeah, just her. just got to meet her. So I made the trip up to New York, and yeah, sure enough, we planned a little date. And we spent most of the day with each other, traveling New York and sightseeing. We went out to dinner and stuff like that. And
then he headed back here, and
so I came back home. And
so I stayed a few days more in New York, and then eventually headed back to Canada.
Yep.
We had a good time, but like we were still, oh, what is this gonna do?
Yeah,
how's this gonna happen? Like,
I think at first neither of us thought that we wanted a long distance relationship. Obviously, I think even when we first met the first time in New York, we weren't really sure what was going on. Being from Toronto and being from central Pennsylvania, that's like an 8-hour trip. And I'll be honest, I never was a fan of long distance relationships before. Not that I was ever in one or anything. I just thought that it was really, really tough to accomplish. And a week later was her birthday, and I was like, I really had a good time with her. Why not go surprise her for her birthday? So I contacted her two sisters and set something up. And yeah, I drove all the way out there, 8 hours. And decided to surprise her. It was pretty sweet, because her sisters were totally in it with me. They were like, oh, Katie, let's go to the bank real quick across the street.
Yeah.
I need to go to the bank and get some money out or something like that, just to get her out of the house and come outside. And I guess
in the parking lot.
In the parking lot, like I'm outside the car waiting, and
what?
I guess she spots me, and she's just completely completely surprised to see me.
Yeah,
and
it was
fun.
Like an awesome surprise. Like not the kind of person that I'm into surprises, because I like knowing everything ahead of time, but I mean, it was like perfectly planned. I had no clue, and that was what like sealed the deal. And I was like, wow, this guy's awesome.
I made the trip out there, so obviously it was
better.
a little bit more serious than what we anticipated, I guess. But yeah, so we had dinner that day, and you know, we had a good time, celebrated her birthday and whatnot. And I guess I think a week after that, we also met again in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
She came back down to visit her aunt who lives in Philly, and that's when we actually kind of made it official, and we were in a relationship.
Yeah.
And so it's been, you know, we were in a long distance relationship for about 3.5 years, and Katie moved down here about 6-7 months ago. So, you know, I think the long distance part of it was incredibly tough. It was really tough. You know, we set our goals in our relationship. We determined how we were going to make it work, and I think we accomplished what we, you know, set, you know, our goals for. So she's finally here down in Central Pennsylvania. You know, we finally get to start our relationship, or the next chapter of it, and especially our photography business. So we're really excited about that because, you know, before we were shooting together. I'd go up to Toronto to shoot a wedding with her, and she'll come down here, and finally we can start working together here in Central Pennsylvania, or wherever else it takes us to, who knows, in the future.
And it just feels so perfect because, you know, we both love photography so much, and like having someone else that, you know, really enjoys it as much as I do just makes things easier. And like,
yeah,
in terms of, you know, like we really want to pursue the same things, so
common interests,
yeah,
you know, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's how we met. You know, if you guys have any questions about our relationship or how we made it work, absolutely feel free to contact us.
And if you have any tips on relationships, because now, like we said, we're in the next chapter, so we're still really new at this. So any tips for you guys that, you know, are married or have been together for a while, or even new, and, you know, something, any kind of information is awesome.
Yeah, completely different from what we're used to. Before, we were used to Skyping every day and meeting once a month. Now it's, you know, wake up and we're with each other, which is fantastic. I'm not complaining.
Yes, please.
Not complaining. But, you know, anything you guys that can help us out to ensure that, you know, our relationship and our business lasts for the future years to come, you know, and just let us know. But we hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, check out our next video tomorrow. I don't even know what it's going to be about yet, but that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, gangsta.
Bye, guys.
Take care. See ya.